People see what they want to see. A woman in a janitor's uniform is mopping floors at 6 a.m. They see failure. Someone at the bottom. Someone who couldn't do better. They don't see what's actually there. My name is Deanna Moreno. I am 42 years old. For 2 years, I worked as a janitor in a downtown office building in Chicago. I cleaned their desks, scrubbed their bathrooms, emptied their trash, wore a gray uniform with my name on it. They mocked me, made jokes, treated me like furniture. What didn't they know? I didn't just work in that building. I owned it. Every floor, every office, every desk they sat at. Mine. And 2 weeks ago, when one executive crossed a line he couldn't uncross, I finally revealed who I actually was. His face was worth 2 years of invisibility. Before I tell you what he said that made me reveal myself, hit that like button. Subscribe for undercover owner stories. Drop your city in the comments. Let me tell you how I got here. I started cleaning buildings at 19. Single mother, no degree, needed work. I made $12 an hour, worked that job for 8 years, got promoted to supervisor, $15 an hour. I saved every penny. Lived cheap, no car, bus everywhere, rice and beans. By 27, I had $40,000 saved. Used it as a down payment on a duplex. Lived in one unit, rented the other. That was 15 years ago. Over the next decade, I bought 5 more properties, small apartment buildings, taught myself everything. Property management, renovations, tenant relations. By 40, I owned 6 rental properties, $60,000 a year in passive income. Then the office building where I'd worked for 20 years went up for sale. 8 floors, downtown Chicago, $7 million. I had $1.2 million in equity, got a commercial loan for the rest. The math worked. 15 office tenants, $800,000 annual rent, after expenses, $150,000 profit yearly. I bought it at 40, but I didn't tell anyone. I kept working as a janitor, not for the money, to see my investment up close, to understand who my tenants really were. For 2 years, I cleaned offices, and I watched everything. Being a janitor makes you invisible. People forget you're human. Week 1, a partner at the law firm walked through my wet floor, tracked dirty footprints, didn't apologize, didn't look at me. In month 2, a woman took a phone call on speaker while I cleaned the bathroom, talked about firing a pregnant employee. Get HR to find a reason before maternity leave. She didn't notice me standing there. In month 6, a tech startup destroyed its kitchen after a party. Pizza everywhere, beer cans. Took me 3 extra hours to clean. The CEO saw me later, said, "Sorry about the mess, but that's what we pay you for, right?" Laughed. What we pay you for? He thought he paid me. He paid rent to me. Month 12, a private equity executive left passive-aggressive notes. Bathroom not properly cleaned. Do better. I was building management. He was complaining to me about me. Some tenants were kind. The nonprofit is on floor 3, the architect on floor 1. They treated me like a person. But most didn't. Most treated me like furniture. The worst was the executive training company on floor 8, run by Gregory Mitchell, late 40s, former corporate executive. He and his staff regularly trashed their conference room. Food everywhere, chairs scattered, materials left out. They'd speak Spanish around me, assuming I didn't understand, making jokes. Look how slow she moves. How hard is emptying trash? I speak Spanish. It's my first language. I never let on. Gregory would leave voicemails complaining about the cleaning quality. I'd listen in my office, complaining about me to me. He was also consistently late on rent, 8 times in 2 years. For 2 years, I watched, documented, waited. Until last week. Last Tuesday, 5:45 a.m., I was cleaning floor 8, Gregory's company. The conference room was destroyed. Another late session. Coffee everywhere, paper scattered. I started cleaning. At 6:30, Gregory arrived early, saw me, stopped. "You're here early." I said, "Same time as always, 5 a.m." He looked around, still messy. "This should be done by now. Why isn't it?" "It was left very messy. It takes time." He looked at his watch, then at me with contempt. "You know what your problem is? You people don't understand urgency. This is a business. Time is money. When I say I need something done, I need it now. No mañana. Now." He said mañana mockingly. I stood there, holding a trash bag. He continued, "I don't know where you're from or what work ethic is like in your country, but here in America, we have standards. If you can't meet them, maybe find a job you can actually do." Every word was a slap. I said quietly, "I understand." He left. I pulled out my phone, called my property manager. "Marcus, emergency meeting tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., all tenants. Make sure Gregory Mitchell is there." I finished cleaning, made it perfect. But I also made a decision. My time being invisible was done. Wednesday morning, I arrived at 7:15, not in uniform, in a business suit. Black blazer, heels, professional. I looked like a different person, like a building owner. Conference room on floor 1. 60 chairs, screen ready. At 8, tenants arrived, confused. Mandatory meetings were rare. The nonprofit, the law firm, the tech startup, all 12 companies. And Grigory, looking annoyed. He saw me, didn't recognize me. Marcus stood. "Thank you for coming. The building owner requested this meeting. She'll explain." Several people looked around. "She?" Marcus gestured to me. "This is Diana Moreno, owner of this building." The room went silent. Gregory looked confused. "Who are you?" I said, "Diana Moreno. I'm the owner. I've owned this building for 2 years." One lawyer said, "I thought it was owned by Moreno Property Management." "Is. That's my company. I own this building personally." Gregory laughed. "Wait, you're the owner? That's impossible. You're—" He stopped. Recognition dawned. "You're the cleaning lady." I said, "I'm a janitor, yes. I've worked as a janitor in this building for 2 years, my building, while also being the owner." Whispers erupted. I pulled up my laptop, connected to the projector. Slide 1, purchase documents. My name is on the deed. I bought this building 2 years ago for $7 million. I've invested another $500,000 in improvements. I take care of this property. Slide 2, tenant payment histories. Most green, some red. Gregory's name is highlighted in red. Late 8 times. Slide 3, lease renewal schedule. One name on not renewing, Gregory Mitchell's company. Gregory, "Wait, you're not renewing our lease?" "No, your lease expires in 2 months. You'll need to find a new space." "You can't do that. This is retaliation." "No, this is a business decision. You're consistently late on rent, you treat the building poorly, and you treat staff poorly." I played the recording from yesterday. His voice, clear. "You people don't understand urgency. I don't know where you're from or what work ethic is like in your country, but here in America, we have standards. If you can't meet them, maybe find a job you can actually do." The room was silent. Some people looked horrified. I stopped the audio. "For 2 years, I've been invisible. Some of you were kind. Thank you." I looked at the nonprofit, the architect. They nodded. Some ignored me. That's fine. But some treated me like garbage, made racist assumptions, left insulting notes. I looked at Gregory, and some thought because I was a janitor, I was powerless. You were wrong. Gregory Mitchell, you have 60 days to vacate per your lease terms. His face was white. I addressed the room. Everyone else, your leases will be renewed, unless you don't want to stay. I closed my laptop. That's all. Thank you. People stood. Some came over. "Deanna, we had no idea, but that was incredible." Gregory tried to approach. I held up my hand. "We have nothing to discuss. You'll receive formal notice today." He left, humiliated. That was 2 weeks ago. Gregory's company moved out early, found a cheaper space across town. I had 4 interested tenants within a week. Chose a healthcare tech startup. They pay $9,000 monthly, $1,000 more than Gregory. I stopped working as a janitor, but I hired the cleaning crew in-house. Better pay, benefits. People ask if 2 years of being invisible were worth it. Absolutely. I learned who my tenants really were, not their polished versions, their real selves. Gregory thought he could treat me however he wanted because I was just a janitor. The janitor was his landlord. If you work a service job and people treat you like you're invisible, remember, you're not invisible. You're underestimated. I cleaned buildings for 22 years, built $14 million in real estate doing it. Every person who looked through me